This story is currently trending of a Nigerian army officer who was set ablaze by his wife in Akwa Ibom State barely 6 months after they tied the knot, after they got married. Lieutenant Samson Aruna, who is also a doctor, was said to have married his bride, Nurse Reti, in April of 2025. The wedding was a very public one because there are videos and pictures of them all over the internet showing the happiest day of their life, or what is supposed to be the happiest day of their life, only for it to turn red 6 months later on the 22nd of September in their home in Akwa Ibom State, in a barracks, in an army barracks where they lived, where it was alleged, according to the story, that she saw a text message in his phone of him chatting with another woman. She confronted him about it, and because of that text message, they had an argument. They had a fight. It is being alluded that she accused him of cheating, and he denied the cheatation. He denied being faithful to her, but she did not take his denial as an answer, and because of that, when the argument died down, she went to the room, doused him with petrol, and then set him on fire. He was rushed to the hospital, where eventually after a while he succumbed to his injuries. She has been arrested, and right now the story is all over the news saying that she killed her husband 6 months after they got married, all because he was chatting with another woman. But this is the thing, Nurse Reti Obadiah Aruna, the wife of the lieutenant, has come out to give her side of the story, and it is very different from what is being reported. In a voice note circulating around, Nurse Reti was explaining her side of the story, where she claims that yes, on that day they did get into an argument, they did get into a fight. She also alluded to Lieutenant Samson being physical towards her, that anytime they had a fight, that he was always aggressive, he was always the violent one, he was always beating her up. And on this day, when she started nagging about the chat that she saw in his phone, he got angry and decided to move out of their bedroom into another room that was somewhat a store, that was somewhat in the basement, or that was just at the corner of the house, a room that they don't use. And she said that room had some junk. The room had that's where they kept their gallons of petrol, and that when her husband Samson was moving into that room, because due to the fight that they were having, he wanted to sleep in a separate room, he knocked down a gallon of fuel that seemed to have poured around the room accidentally. One of those spills that did not mean much until eventually it became a big problem. In the voice note, she says that when he moved into that room still, or as he was moving, they were still arguing, they were still fighting, they were still going back and forth. And he started threatening that he's going to beat her up, he's going to set her on fire if her people don't come and pick her and take her back to her father's house. So he kept making those threats to the point that he even brought out a lighter to threaten to set everyone on fire in the house. So she claims that a relative was also in the house, and I guess we're hoping that relative is supposed to correlate the story. She also claimed that she called the commanding officer of the barracks, like that is her husband's boss. She called him to let him know that what's up, this guy is acting crazy, he's threatening to burn the house. And that she called him multiple times before the fire incident happened. Even in her voice note, she kept citing that they should ask the man, they should ask the commanding officer, they should call him and ask, because that she indeed called him to tell him that. And while she was doing all this calling, saying that Lieutenant Samson was making the threats, somewhere along the line, she claims or believes that he eventually attempted to light a lighter in the room where the fuel had spilled, forgetting that the fuel had actually spilled. As he tried to turn on the lighter to make some kind of threat, the fire caught on. She's saying that it was an accident on his part, not even on her part, that she did not throw a lighter at him, she did not throw a match at him, and that he was the one who did it himself and caught himself on that fire.
On the 21st, on the 22nd, we have fire. On the 22nd of September, he came and dropped me off from work. His elder brother asked him to pack his things from the room and leave me and frustrate me. When I'm frustrated, I'll leave the room. So he bought a new mattress and then he packed to another room to the store. The store had fuel and other things inside. So while he was packing, he accidentally hit the fuel. When he hit the fuel poured in the house. So he has been beating me, he has beaten me on so many occasions that I even had miscarriage. So he was threatening me with life that he's going to set me ablaze if my parents don't come to carry me. So immediately he said he set me.
She even went on to claim that even when the husband was in the hospital, he was asking the nurses and the doctors to please let his wife in, that the wife did not do it, to let the wife come and see him because they were preventing her from coming because they thought she did it to him. That she was like telling in the voice note that the husband himself, before he died, pretty much told them that they should forgive him, not her. He didn't say, please forgive my wife. She didn't mean it. She is saying that the husband was saying, please, you guys should forgive me, let my wife come and see me. And if this is true, if the nurses can, the hospital can say that this happened, and to be truly honest, she might have a fighting chance against this accusation if it's true.